Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a little treat for you. We're going to be talking about hypnotherapy for the purpose of weight loss and how and why does it work. So I guess talk about how it works. The first question I have to answer is, does it work? And the answer would be yes. I've seen several examples. I've seen a lot of testimonials of people that have gone through this process and have had a lot of really great benefits as they've gone through the whole hypnotherapy process for weight loss. I've seen a lot of people really drop the pounds as they've gone through, just some went through like group sessions, some did one-on-one. You know me, I personally do one-on-one sessions with most of my clients. And what I'll share with you today is the common practices and what I personally do with the client whenever they come into my clinic. So the reason why this works is what you are doing is you are treating a lot of the food addiction and the overeating issues that a person has. It's a way of sort of indirectly affecting just the person's habits and what they are doing to gain or maintain the current weight they're trying to lose. Now you may ask yourself, can't you just diet and exercise? And the answer is yes. The main advantage that you're going to gain through hypnosis is it's going to make it a lot easier. It's going to allow your subconscious to sort of change your habits in a more powerful way so you can more easily leverage that result that you're trying to achieve. Now, without hypnosis, I mean, some people have the willpower to go ahead and do that. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't. So it's a lot more useful for some people to simply be guided through a trance process so they can be able to change those habits easier. A lot of people get discouraged because they don't have the willpower to just sort of move through the situation, move through the process on their own. And I feel like those people don't really need to be shamed as much. I think that what they should do is look into other, less common options. And I know hypnosis is becoming more and more common, recently. And I think that it's a very good option for those people that continually have that issue where they keep relapsing and going back into the binge eating or the overeating, or they just can't seem to get the willpower to exercise and drop the weight. Hypnosis is a very good tool for that, and there are actually studies out there that will show the success rates that have come with people that have done hypnosis for weight loss. So very valid practice. Now the methods, you're probably wondering what methods are used during hypnosis. If you're looking technically, or if you're a hypnotist yourself, like what techniques typically would someone use? And I chalk it up to maybe three main ones. Two of them are very closely related, so I'll go with those two. So the first one is through just direct suggestion, where you are simply feeding the suggestions into the patient's mind or client's mind so that their subconscious will begin to accept those suggestions, and they'll begin to lose the weight more effectively, more rapidly, because of how well you've planted those suggestions in their mind. And I just, the basic direct suggestion that you commonly see, for those of you that aren't real competent or as knowledgeable about hypnosis, what you typically see at a hypno show where they're delivering these directly, except you're in a very deep trance-like state. And hopefully you're working one-on-one with somebody. In my opinion, that's just better. But I digress. I'll move on to, method number 2 is called the hypnotic gastric bypass. And the hypnotic gastric bypass is a process in which you begin to feel full sooner, just like the bypass surgery, but without, having to go under the knife, which is one that I really actually like. It's a process that is typically one of my go-tos. I use it in tandem with another, this next technique I'm going to discuss. But, you know, when you take that gastric bypass, or I guess maybe the gastric band, I might be using the wrong analogy there, and you make the stomach smaller so you eat less just because your stomach feels fuller. That's basically how that technique is going to work, except you're inducing it hypnotically, so the subconscious causes you to feel full sooner so you eat less. Fairly simple explanation. Is just, I guess, kind of has a more complicated name to it. And method number 3. Now, method number 3, this is the technique that I use most commonly. Method number 3 is when I bring a subject under, I bring them into trance, and instead of hitting them with direct suggestion up front, a lot of times I will use some sort of regression technique or some other indirect method to sort of find the root psychological cause hypnotically why they are overeating and why they're engaging in the habits they're engaging in. Because I feel like that's personally more useful, because once you fix that issue, there's sort of a cascade effect. Now, if you're a hypnotist and you're trying to service clients in this way, there's no limit on how many of these techniques you can use. You could use all 3 if you really feel like it. I often really drill down to make sure that my client is taken care of as much as I can within the first session. And if I can't, my goal, of course, is always, I try to do 2 or 3 if I have to continually make sure that they're being pushed down that pathway. And if you're someone that is seeing a hypnotist for weight loss and the first time didn't work, go ahead and book another session, because hypnosis is one of the safest treatments you can do, because there's no drugs or physical effects happening to you. And anything that happens while you're under hypnosis can always be undone by that hypnotist or another one. So there's no fear in overdosing on drugs or having a surgery go bad. It's one of the most harmless methods, in my opinion, that you can use to start losing weight, just because of the fact that it's all in your head. It's all your head game. And you can use that hypnosis for, that same session to create motivation to work out and create motivation to diet, create all those habits, all those changes for your habits while you're going through the same session or over another session, just depending on what your hypnotherapist thinks is the best route to go. And I would say statistically that weight loss hypnosis has been very powerful in my experience. I've talked to a few other people that have had really good experiences with this, and there are studies out there that will show that. And, if you're a little skeptical and you're wondering, is this right for me? I would, as a professional, don't always just take my word for it. Go and look at the studies and see what there's medical doctors and what other people have said about this, and go and find your local practitioner. And that about does it for me for today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I guess, go ahead and plug my business. So if you want to book me as a coach or a hypnotherapist, you want to do these treatments with me, go to my website at rateoftransformations.com. Or you can message me at Facebook at facebook.com/rateoftransformations. Same name as the channel. The links will be below. And please, if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you have any particular videos you want out there. And I will bid you adieu. See you guys next time.